get started, if you guys could grab, if you have one, a small book or a water bottle, and we'll last week. So it can be anything that's like a small object you can put your hands on either side, really. It doesn't matter too much. And yeah, we'll get going. And I'm sitting cross-legged, but you can sit on a chair. You can sit however you feel comfortable. And yeah, we'll start. We'll take the object out in front of us, and you want your fingers to be quite relaxed, so you're not gripping. And with the object out in front of you, pull your shoulders back towards one another, but keep your arms straight and squeeze the muscles inside your armpits so they're really engaged. We'll take a couple of breaths here. And then lift your object up above your head, but keep squeezing the shoulders down and keep the arms as straight as you can. And then take your object down in front of you, pull your shoulders back. And then take the object up above your head, pull your shoulders down. Great, then release your object, put it to one side, and we'll just roll the shoulders up, back and down a few times. And try and bring them as close as you can up to your ears, and then as far away as you can. Great, then releasing the shoulders down. Taking one hand, placing it on the side of the head and just letting the weight of the hand stretch into the side of the neck. Then turn to look down at your armpit. And switching sides, letting the head float up. And if you press the lower hand down, press that shoulder down, you should feel more a stretch into the side of your neck. And then head down towards the armpit. Releasing the head, take both your hands, interlock them behind your head, and just let the gentle weight of your hands stretch the back of your neck. And then reversing, chin to the sky, pull the elbows back, open your heart center. Exhale, chin to chest, elbows in. Inhale, fill your chest with air. And then release the hands. You can take the backs of the hands onto your legs. And we'll just do some neck circles. So chin to chest, ear to shoulder, all the way up to the other side. And again. And try and inhale as your head comes up and exhale as your head comes down. And then take the head in the other direction. Great, bring your head back to center. We're going to rub our hands together to create some heat in the hands, make sure they're nice and warm. And then take your hands and just give the back of your neck a bit of a massage. You can take this onto the tops of your shoulders as well. Just trying to pull the muscles upwards, up towards the base of the skull. You can also kind of squeeze the muscle and pull it away from the bone. Maybe go one hand at a time, stroking upwards towards the base of the skull. And then taking your thumbs and just giving your jaw, so like by your ears, giving your jaw a bit of a massage. So we often hold tension in the face and the jaw. We just want to let this go, let the face relax. Make sure the jaw is not clenching. This can lead to headaches, it can lead to tension in the head and the neck, and that's the last thing that we want. Releasing the hands, we'll inhale, lift one arm up and over, taking a side bend. And then you also want to turn your chest up to the ceiling. So you're opening through the chest, you're not really down to the elbow, or you can just keep it up on your hand. Back to center, reach both arms up. My hands are in prayer, you can't see them. Exhale to the other side. And you get this turning of the chest upwards as well. And it almost makes it into a little bit of a seated back bend, which is really nice. Lifting arms back up to center, and then taking the hands down to the heart center. And we're going to do a little breathing exercise called Ujjayi breath. This translates as victorious breath. So I'll try my best to move close to the microphone so you can hear me breathing. But Ujjayi breath is where you just breathe through your nose and you keep your mouth closed, and when you exhale, you partially squeeze your throat closed to create a whispering sound at the back of the throat. So it's like as if you were trying to fog up a mirror, like that kind of sound, but with your mouth closed. So it'll sound something like this. Not sure if you can actually hear me breathing, but I am actually breathing very loud on exhalation. And what this does is it forces you to breathe slower and longer on your exhalation. And this is really important for calming down the heart rate and calming the nervous system. It also builds heat in the body. So if you ever practicing in a cold space, you're in a cold space, Ujjayi breath is calming it down. So we'll do 10 rounds of this. You can close your eyes or you can keep them open. And as you exhale, I want you to focus on the sound. And some people say it sounds like ocean waves. So if that helps, picturing ocean waves as you breathe. And we'll start. Great. Gently blink open your eyes, and we'll do a little bit of spinal mobilization. So taking your hands onto your knees, onto your legs if you can. Inhaling, bringing the chest forwards, looking up to the ceiling. So you're arching your back in a seated cow pose. Exhale, round. Look towards your belly button. If you want to make this even more intense, really pull the belly button in to find almost like a stomach vacuum. And we'll inhale, come forwards. Exhale, come back. Exhale, squeeze all the air out. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, back. And then inhale forwards, hold it forwards, and we'll take the spine around in a nice big circle. So rib cage to one side and then all the way back, tucking the head to the other side and forwards. And you can really let your head and neck go into this motion as well. Last one in this direction. And then when we come back, we'll hold it back for a second, pulling the abdomen in. And then we'll take it around in the other direction. So forwards, to the side, tucking, to the side. forwards, to the side, back, to the side. And one more. Come back to center. And now we're going to do a little breathing exercise combined with core strengthening. So this is called Kapalabhati. This is breath of fire. And we'll do a couple of rounds of this, and in between the rounds we'll breathe in, hold the breath. At the same time as holding the breath, you're going to really intensely engage your core and also your pelvic floor. So it's quite an intense breath hold because you're really trying to squeeze everything internally. It really strengthens you without having to like move around loads. So I'm going to kind of angle my laptop. So I place a hand on my stomach to do this, and hopefully you can see, but what I do is on my exhalation, I pull the stomach in, and then my stomach will spring out on the inhalation. So the inhalation is involuntary, and the exhalation is kind of forceful, if that makes sense. So I'll just show you quickly where we'll look. And it's short and sharp breaths. If you find that it's uncomfortable and you need to stop at any point, then absolutely do take a break. We'll do around, yes, Becky, did you have a question?
I do. Am I breathing out when I'm bringing my tummy in?
Yes.
And it's really sharp, and the emphasis on exhale, not on the inhale. Like,
yes. So the stomach pulls in on the exhalation, and what this is designed to do is to force stale, stagnant air out of the lungs through our pulling in of the diaphragm, basically. It takes a little while. It took me years to actually get the hang of this and do it for a long period of time. So if we don't get it today, then please don't worry. It took me, I was doing it for like a couple years before it really made sense. So we'll start. We'll start by exhaling all the air out. Take a deep breath in and start to pump the stomach. Breathe in. Hold the breath. Squeeze your pelvic floor and your core for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe out through the mouth. We'll do this again 2 more times. So have your hand on your stomach, big inhale in, and again pumping the stomach. Breathe in, hold the breath, and squeeze everything for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe out through the mouth really slow. We'll do this one more time. Inhale and begin. Breathe in and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe out through the mouth really slow. So this breath exercise, Kapalabhati, is also really good for lifting the energy. So it gets also your digestive system working, and it's designed to bring your energy up. So you maybe don't want to do this before you go to bed. This is a style of breath to do in the morning or in the day. And obviously you don't really want to do it if you've just eaten a big meal or anything like that. So before we get on to meditation, we'll do some cat-cow. And if you don't have access to being on the floor, you can do cat-cow from a standing position. So in the standing position, you want to be kind of leaning forwards on your knees as if you're about to twerk. But no, we're not going to twerk. You'd just be doing arching and rounding. Otherwise, we can come onto the floor into a nice tabletop, making sure shoulders are over wrists and hips are over knees. We'll inhale, drop the belly, look up to the ceiling, really pull the shoulder blades back. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. 2 more times. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Last time, arch and round. Great. Coming back to either, so for the meditation I'm going to guide you through today, you can either lie down or you can be seated. I'll leave it up to you. I kind of decide on the day or like how I'm feeling when I meditate, whether I want to lie down or whether I want to sit. And the meditation I'm going to guide you through today is a chakra meditation. So if you don't know, chakras are energy points through the body located along the spine. They start at the base of the spine and they finish at the crown of the head. And this is like a very ancient system, a very ancient way of locating your body's energy centers, but they do actually also correspond to like bundles of nerves in the body that are recognized by like modern science. So they are focused on very important points up the spine, and each point corresponds with a color, and also there are other things that they relate to that I'll be going through in the guided meditation. So find yourself in your seat or find yourself lying down and close your eyes. I recommend closing the eyes. We'll just start by taking some deep abdominal belly breaths. So really allowing your stomach to expand with your inhalation, and then drawing your stomach in on your exhalation. And as you take these deeper, slower, longer breaths, visualize all the tension leaving your body with your exhalations. So even if you're seated, it's a relaxed pose. You're not striving to keep yourself in place. If you're lying down, you're feeling the entire back of the body melt into the surface underneath you. And if you're seated, you're feeling your pelvis sink down into the surface underneath you. And if your mind begins to wander, try and leave anything that does not relate to your body and to your breath to one side. And we'll start by drawing the focus to the base of the spine, the very base. At the base of the spine is located the root chakra. The root chakra is represented by the color red. So visualize a red pulsating light beginning to glow brighter with each inhalation at the base of your spine. The root chakra corresponds to our sense of feeling grounded. It corresponds to our family relationships, our tribe. It corresponds to our deep-seated morals ethics, and the truths by which we live our lives. With each inhale, the base of your spine glows a brighter red. We then draw our focus to the lower abdomen. This is the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is represented by the color orange. So visualize a glowing orange sun getting brighter with each inhalation in the lower abdomen. Your sacral chakra relates to your creativity. It relates to your femininity, your reproductive system, and your sexuality is also corresponding with this area. Visualize it glowing brighter orange with each inhalation. Then we draw our focus up to the solar plexus, so the area in the middle of the torso, around about where the diaphragm is. And this is represented by the color yellow. Our solar plexus relates to our self-confidence, our identity that we go out with into the world, how we interact with people. Our solar plexus is also related to our career, our friendships. Visualize your solar plexus glowing a bright yellow with each inhalation. Then bring your focus to your heart center, the heart chakra. The heart chakra is represented by the color green. Visualize a green ball of light glowing brighter with each inhalation. The heart chakra relates to selfless acts of kindness. The heart chakra relates to forgiveness. It relates to not only kindness towards others, but kindness towards yourself. Visualize your heart space glowing a brighter green with each inhalation. Next, bring your focus to your throat center, the throat chakra. This is represented by a deep blue, a deep ocean blue. Your throat chakra relates to your ability to express yourself, the language that you use, communication with others. Visualize your throat space glowing a brighter blue with each inhalation. Next, allow your focus to draw up to the space in between your eyebrows, your third eye chakra. And this is represented by a brighter sky blue, so a lighter blue than the throat chakra. And your third eye chakra relates to your sense of intuition, your ability to see into the future or foresee events, your ability to sense people's feelings and emotions without them having to talk to you. Visualize the space between your eyebrows glowing a brighter sky blue with each inhalation. And last, but absolutely not least, drawing the focus to the crown of the head. This is the crown chakra. The crown chakra is represented by a very pure white light. And the crown chakra relates to our connection to something bigger than us. So however you want to phrase it, whatever language you want to use, you could say our connection to the universe, could be the connection to Mother Earth, could be God or divinity, whatever works in your mind. It's the connection to something bigger than you and your identity. And visualize this bright white light shining out of the crown of your head. And so now we have all our chakras activated. The red at the base of the spine, our connection to our roots. The orange in the lower abdomen, the connection to our creativity and sexuality. The yellow in our diaphragm, our connection to our self-confidence, to our personality. Green at the heart space, kindness and forgiveness. Blue in the throat space, a deep blue for communication and expression. Sky blue in between the eyes for intuition. And white, pure light, the crown of the head for our connection to something other, something bigger. And before we come out of this meditation, I want you to think, does one of those things feel out of balance right now? And this could even manifest itself as physical tension or physical blockages you feel in certain parts of your body. Just register which part maybe feels more blocked. And make a promise to yourself that you're going to pay that part of your body more attention. So just some little examples. If the heart space feels blocked, we can do more heart openers, more stretches to pull the shoulders back. If the throat space feels blocked, we can sing. We can sing to ourselves, we can sing with our family. Maybe even just massaging the head if you're feeling the head is blocked or in between the eyes. Just touching that area can also bring more life and vibrancy to it. Begin to deepen the breath down into the belly once again. And then gently, when you feel ready, gently start to introduce some movement to your hands and your feet. Gently bringing the movement, maybe taking the head from side to side as well. And whether you are on the floor or seated, lift the arms up above the head and take a big stretch. Maybe a little gentle lean from side to side as well. If you're seated, stretch your legs out in front of you and give them a bit of a stretch. If you're on your back, pull your knees into your chest and just rock yourself side to side and backwards and forwards. And then if you're on your back, just roll yourself onto one side and bring yourself up into seated. And we'll chant a couple of Oms. Let's do 2 Oms today. So Om spelt in our alphabet O-M, though it's more like the sound of A-U-M. And we just inhale through the nose and then allow the sound to escape through the mouth however it comes. And we'll do that twice over. So we'll start by inhaling. Let's just lift the arms, find prayer and take it down to the heart center. You can close your eyes and we'll begin. Inhale through the nose. Inhale. Thank you, everyone. That was really lovely.
Thank you,
Sarah.
How does everyone feel? Do you feel relaxed?
yes.
Good, good. I just wanted to ask if you guys have any requests or suggestions in terms of things we can do in this session, like things that you would want to stretch more, or maybe things you would want to focus on in meditation. If anyone has any suggestions, please go ahead, fire away.
The lower back for me.
Lower back.
Yeah.
Probably same for me, and hips as well. From sitting, they get quite tight.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Out of interest, does anyone do you guys have access to like a tennis ball, or I mean, I actually have a massage ball, but do you guys have access to like a tennis ball, or a golf ball might be pretty intense? I think I would quite enjoy it, but I'm just thinking for like doing some like rolling massage, that might be quite nice.
Yeah, I have a massage ball.
Yeah.
Shannon, you don't have one. I'm trying to think if there's a way we could potentially create one out of something, because that would be quite nice to incorporate. I'll have a think about it.
Toilet roll.
Toilet roll. No, must save the toilet roll. I actually saw one of my fellow instructors did an amazing workout on her Instagram using a big multi-pack of toilet rolls.
Oh wow.
So she was using them to do like all crazy interesting stuff, and I just thought it was the best idea. It was hilarious. So what have you guys got planned for the rest of the day? Anyone?
I need to sort my room out. It's messy. I've done the laundry, but I haven't like folded my clothes, so I need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Tara?
Today, well, I filmed a Q&A video with a fellow teacher of mine yesterday, just on our like yoga journey, and we're hoping that it's going to help encourage people to do self-practice. So I'm going to be editing that today and getting it out on my YouTube channel tomorrow. And there's another video that I have edited but I need to post, and they're all kind of they're both like Q&A chat style videos, both related to having a self practice, because it just seems so important at this time that obviously like working out in a kind of fitness way is really important, but we also need to make sure that we're like taking time to stretch and taking time to focus on our breath in that kind of way as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I found myself doing way more yoga and stretching through all of this than I have worked out, really. I've only done like a couple of workout sessions, but I've done stretching pretty much every day so far.
That's great. That's really good.
I find it way more useful now than it is like working out. Kind of just brings more tension sometimes. So stretching has been like a way of kind of calming this whole situation a bit better.
And it's all about finding balance, I find, because sometimes we need that high energy. We need to like sweat and like release, and that is a way of releasing. But then as long as we're like always balancing that out with being slow and being like gentle as well, as long as we have both of those things.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's been fab. And if you do think of any suggestions or anything pops into your mind that you want to work on, just message me or message in the group. But I'll have that noted: lower back, hips, and I'll try and think of a way we can. Oh yes, Becky.
I also really love, I'm fascinated by the chakras, and I've done quite a lot of chakra work. I really like doing stuff like that, but I didn't want to be like, yes, for me, when obviously it's for everyone. But I find that stuff fascinating, and I've gone to lots of like chakra workshops, so I always find that really interesting. But I don't know if anybody else if anyone's brand new to it, have you guys know about chakras before?
I know
never heard of them before.
like programs, but
Okay. Yeah, I found so I've always thought of it as well as different stages in your life with chakras. So sometimes I will I'm getting dead into it now, but I'll take myself back to when I was that particular age if I'm working on a specific chakra. So like your root chakra is all about when you so that red one at the base of your spine is all about like when you are like from your ages from 0 to 7. And so if you're ever working on your root chakra, you can almost visualize yourself as a child as well. And there's loads of interesting things that you can do with chakras that kind of really help to heal wounds that you perhaps didn't realize that you perhaps had, or things that you've emotional wounds as well. So I always find that really fascinating, and it was really nice that you brought it up today, Tara, because it kind of reminded me that I haven't done anything in a couple of months on that, and I thought, oh, I've really enjoyed that. So maybe exploring that more, and we can learn more about more of it. I find it fascinating, but I don't want to be the only person. Maybe me and you, Tara, can do it on our own if everyone's like.
No, I had to study it as part of my training, and I'm really interested in chakra work as well. I have a lot of resources as well that I can incorporate, and I just found when I first discovered it, I found it was just such a nice system to work through things that you're having blockages with, because it was so simple, and because there were colors related to it as well. It was like it made so much sense, and so yeah, I'd be more than happy to.
I know it massively changed. So there's a good friend of mine, and she kind of introduced chakras to me, and it massively changed her life. One of her issues was to do with her throat chakra, and feeling like she couldn't say, like she couldn't speak up basically. And without going too deep, but obviously this is very deep stuff with her, she was abused as a child, and she felt like she couldn't tell anybody, and it was this big like issue with talking about it, or voicing it, or finding her own voice, I guess, rather than hearing from other people how she should explain it, etc. Anyway, she's now in her 40s, and you know, it's been many years since like she's been abused, but obviously it impacts you for the rest of your life. But she really healed through lots of therapy, but really connecting with her chakras and seeing where the blocks were. And so she names different parts of her body which feel like they're hurt, and her one for her throat is Mr. Throaty. She's very original. And it was all about feeling like she could find her own voice and not be controlled by other people, and is essentially what it came down to for her. So it was fascinating, like how much it really changed, like really focusing on her throat chakra makes a huge difference in her life. So she does lots of singing, she sings to herself in the mirror just to keep that kind of movement and love and connection with her throat chakra. And she wears, like, you can get, so each of the chakras have their own symbols as well. She has a bracelet with the chakra of the throat on her wrist all the time, and she often will wear the color, that deep rich blue. She'll wear it, she wears her, if she's having a particularly tough time as well, she'll put like her bed linen in that color, or she kind of like tries to surround herself to give that area more love. And if she's ever got a sore throat or a cough, she feels that connection with that. It takes her back to feeling vulnerable again. So it's really interesting, like how much it kind of has massively impacted her life, and massively helped on like her healing journey. So
yeah, and I think
that's very, yeah,
the body does speak, doesn't it? Like the body will communicate things to us even if we don't like cognitively understand or want to listen, maybe. So I think that's why chakras helped me so much as well, is because it taught me to really listen to what my body was saying. Like, and it's funny you should say that, but I've had problems with my throat chakra, and I dislocated my jaw. I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I dislocated my jaw, not from it being hit or like knocked, but from a muscle spasm. Okay, and this is the bit of the story that you guys don't know. After I told someone that I loved them, who ended up being not a very kind person in my life, and I find that like so bizarre, because like it's like my body was saying to me, because it wasn't even like, it was so weird. It was like I told this person that I love them, we were at my house, they left, within a couple of hours I had a muscle spasm and my jaw dislocated.
Oh God.
Wow.
So like, yeah, so like I feel like my body can be so loud.
Yeah, it was shouting up, hey.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's why, I mean, that's the whole system of yoga, is uniting the physical with the non-physical. So yeah, I'll definitely introduce more chakra stuff if
That's good.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, Becky, because when you asked which part or which color was really like speaking out to you, immediately it was like, oh my God, yellow, yes. So it's like that would be really helpful in identifying what to work on. Yeah.
Maybe everyone should post in the group, if you wear a color coordinated outfit, you're working on that chakra today. Cool. Well, I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely rest of your day.
Thank you very much, Tara. Take care. Bye.
Bye.